Good morning, wrestling fans. Today is November 15th, 2023. It's Wednesday. You know what that means. Time to talk about an episode of AEW Dynamite live on TBS tonight. First of all, here on GMWF, unfortunately, no new episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic last night, which I just want to go over real quick. Just one quick thing from there. The family defeated Chase U for the NXT Tag Team Championships, which involved the family dominating a lot of the match. And during the match, you could see in the one corner in the crowd, a lot of the Chase U students, as they're called, got up and left during the match, which ended up to Andre Chase getting distracted during the match, and the family wins the tag titles. So now on to tonight, AEW Dynamite Live, 8 p.m. Eastern. Tonight, Dynamite will be live from Ontario, California, and it is the go-home show before this Saturday night's Full Gear pay-per-view at the Toyota Arena. And on this show tonight, we are going to have a pretty big 6-man tag team match. And this stipulation, I'm not sure what this is. I'm not sure if it's a movie or if it's a TV show. But it's like a dragon street fight, and I'm not quite sure what Like a Dragon is. Is it a movie or a video game, TV show? I'm not sure, but it's going to be in the 6-man tag. We are going to have the Don Callis family, which is Konosuke Takeshita, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Kyle Fletcher, taking on the team of Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho, and No More BS Paul White, which I want to say this is probably his first match in quite a while, but he can probably be pretty protected well in a 6-man tag, and I'm sure this will be fine, especially since it's a street fight kind of like match, even though I'm not sure about this whole dragon thing about it. I'm sure that also I forgot a couple guys in this match. My mistake. This is actually an 8-man tag, and the Don Callis family actually is borrowing Brian Cage from the embassy on their team. I forgot about that. Don Callis spoke to Prince Nana, and Omega and Jericho are having Kota Ibushi, of course, on their team. That's going to be an 8-man tag. But as I was saying about it, since this is more, which now I know, an 8-man tag and street fight, and I'm sure he can be protected in it, and not like a pure wrestling match. Probably wouldn't really have to do a whole of a lot tonight. So I'm sure this will probably be a pretty entertaining match. And tag team action tonight. The AEW International Champion Orange Cassidy will team up with his partner Hook to take on the Blackpool Combat Club team of Jon Moxley and Wheeler Yuta. That should be another pretty good tag team match. So far, I am a big fan of this team, Orange Cassidy and Hook. And the AEW World Champion and one half of the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions, MJF, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, will speak on the latest attack by the Devil and his masked men last week on Dynamite when they attacked the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn. And that is tonight's Dynamite, the final stop, the go-home episode of Dynamite before this Saturday's Full Gear. And once again, we have a big weekend of pro wrestling coming up. Friday night, got 3 shows to watch. As usual, WWE. Friday night, SmackDown. And then we also have a special Friday night episode of AEW Collision, and right after that it's followed by Rampage. So got 3 hours of AEW and 2 hours of WWE, and that's just Friday night. And of course Saturday night is the Full Gear pay-per-view. And like I said, I do plan on having a special live episode, as I do on pay-per-view nights. A live episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic. As always, with AEW pay-per-views, I am not sure as of right now what time the podcast will be starting. As you know, AEW pay-per-views usually do go quite a while, and I usually wait to watch Tony Khan's media scrum post-conference after the show, and sometimes you have to wait quite a bit for it to start, and then when it does start, he usually talks for quite a while. So after all that, if I don't fall asleep, hopefully I'll do the live episode of the podcast late Saturday night, early Sunday morning. So that is all for this Wednesday episode of Good Morning Wrestling Fans. Thank you everyone for tuning in wherever you are listening. And remember, if you have any questions or comments, you can leave your opinions and your feedback on last night's episode of NXT. Are you glad the family won the tag team titles from Chase U? Or are you a Chase U fan and you're upset about it? Let me know in the comments right here on Spreaker, YouTube, or wherever you listen to the podcast, if they have a comment section. Hope everyone has been having a good morning so far. And I hope to be back tonight with a new episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic, talking all about tonight's episode of Dynamite. And we'll be back tomorrow morning for the Thursday episode of Good Morning Wrestling Fans. But until then, have a great pro wrestling day.